Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Aries. So if Aries is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising placement, this is a message for you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. All right. Now, if this is your first time viewing, thank you for clicking on the video. If you are returning, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what messages are resonating with you. Tell me how you're doing, what you're seeing in the cups / bowls. I guess these are technically bowls. But what kind of formations are you seeing? Just gonna go ahead and twirl this around. We have a really, this bowl really kind of, the leaves kind of stuck together in a couple large formations here. It's not too scattered, although over here in this section, maybe a little bit more scattered. Okay, so we're going to go with the first and most obvious one. This one seems to be a large heart. Now, it could also be an arrow from a different angle, but we're going to start with it at this angle and as a heart. So, obviously, this is probably going to be something to do with your love life. Is it romance? Is it just physical? Is it an older relationship? Or is this a new thing that's just starting? It's very intense, I can tell, or at least very enduring, right? The size of this formation here is quite large, and the density of the leaves is pretty impressive. So I'm thinking that this is maybe an ongoing thing. This maybe is a long-term relationship, a marriage. And it seems like it's pretty solid at this point. And it seems like, I think this is right now for this, these readings are not technically weekly readings because they come out every 12 days or so. But, I would say that they're bi-weekly readings, basically. So, for this part of December, anyways, or whenever you do watch this video, it could be in the future sometime. It seems like love is on your mind, which makes sense because the holidays are upon us. There's all kinds of different holidays going on. A lot of different festivities and a lot of family stuff, right? It could also be, unfortunately for, some of us, we're missing family or geographically just really spread out. I think, though, that this is more about a romantic relationship, okay? I think that this is probably something going on in the relationship. I'm getting the impression, though, that it's not something very worrisome, but I'm interested to see if we turn this bowl, where would this arrow be pointing towards, right? So let's just follow it. It looks like it's right over here. So I want to see what is over here and what impressions do we get. This one's interesting too. It kind of looks like from this angle, it kind of looks like a person swimming. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 little dots here. Okay. And now I think you can see in the viewer, it looks like you can. And maybe this little tea, this little drop of tea here helps. There is a little incline here. So down here usually would be something to do with the person I'm reading for. So that is you, Aries. And if a figure is kind of towards the edge here, you know, more something like this one here, existing more just on the outskirts, okay? I would say that that's more about somebody who's involved in the situation. But then you have some that are a little bit more nuanced. And this one kind of like trails into here. It almost has like it looks like it has movement up here and into the rim. Now the rim for me, and I say this in a lot of videos, probably every single one, the rim up here is the space that is reserved for the metaphysical, spiritual, you know, the higher consciousness, guardian angel, you know, what else? The daemon, higher thinking, higher spiritual realm of thinking. Okay, these are the things that we're considering that have to do with our mind, body, soul, but have to do with our wellness, and our existential kind of well-being. Okay, so this pointing towards this, okay, and then it looks like a person kind of swimming from the lower realms, the Malkuthian realms, the physical, earthly realm, okay, and it's going up, 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 and then there's these 1, 2, 3, 4. What could that be? Okay, what does that have to do with? Now, are these four virtues, 4 principles? Are these four pathways? I think the number 4 is going to be important for you. I think there's something going on, and I think it must be tied to this romantic relationship. I think that it's interesting. I don't feel that there's really this... you know, sometimes I would think, okay, so maybe this is something like your relationship's getting in the way of your personal progress. But I kind of almost feel like maybe this is like a time period where you and your partner are working together in your self-work, you're sharing in that work, which is interesting because today in my own personal reading, which flows into my you know, greater readings, the readings I do for others, I pulled the 2 of Pentacles. So I really think that there is this energy of working together, kind of this flowing in and out of each other, filling each other's cups. And I think that these four little marks here, I think that maybe you both are going to have some decisions coming up, okay? And I think that that feels right to me because of these movement kind of marks here. And I think that this is just an indicator that there will be some choices ahead. And you will both kind of have to decide, how are you going to go forward? Okay? And I think that's really going to be a decision that it seems like you're going to be working on together. I really think that this heart is very much pointed towards this decision that is coming up. And this is going to be important for the self-work. This is really a thing. This is about interior work. And no matter if you are a practitioner that is involved in some kind of social system, or if you are a solitary practitioner or somewhere in between, you know, no matter how solitary we are, you know, at some points we do work with others. And I say this as a fairly solitary practitioner myself. So when we have a partner, especially somebody who is a romantic and domestic partner, you can't, it's, you know, you end up working together on things. If it is kind of in an official capacity, if you are, you know, partaking in shared operations, or, you know, more passively. But I think that there's a decision coming up for the both of you, and I think that you're gonna have to communicate. Okay, so I'm seeing some interesting. As I'm talking about this, I was kind of seeing some other things. I think this one's really beautiful. Now this one looks like, it almost looks like a rabbit. Let's see, can I see it on here? Where it kind of almost looks like a little bunny and some birds flying. But if we turn it this way, and this is how I was kind of experiencing it, it looks like a person kind of on their knees in this worshipful posture with their hand extended up, kind of cupped towards the sky, and their head and hair flowing. And again, these look like birds. So I think that there's just this real energy, atmosphere of devotion, agape, really just some, you know, real pure union. I think of almost like a celestial union. And I think that there is a lot of respect in your relationship. I think that there are moments when you feel probably like your partner is a, you know, a manifestation, conduit of your idea of the divine, okay? And I think that this is a really solid relationship. I think it's very equal. These feelings are mutual. I think you both are very equally on this level of spiritual work, occult work, esoteric work, religious work, okay? And I think that's maybe probably how you came together. And I think that is what has helped your relationship really grow, this bond. You've experienced things together that you otherwise would not have experienced at all. And in your union, there have been just leaps and bounds of growth, okay? And I think that you know, I think you have a very special relationship, and I think that's very beautiful. And, you know, I want to say all of this can be applied, obviously, to two physical beings, a person that, like I said at the beginning, is married or partnered with somebody. It's been a long-term thing. Now, I do want to say, before I lose everybody completely, that this maybe also could be a relationship with an interior beloved, okay? So this doesn't necessarily have to be a physical partner. This could be a spiritual partner, a celestial spouse. It could be, you know, some other kind of intelligence that you have coupled yourself with. And that is totally valid. And you know, this reading would fit that perfectly as well. I think it's more common that it's two physical partners. So usually that's how I will refer to these relationship kind of readings a bit more, because I think that's a little more relatable for most people. But that does not mean that it excludes any other kind of partnership. Okay, now let's look. Let's look. We have a beautiful little bird. I love how many birds I get in my this bird here. I just do little sparrows, little songbirds, just flying, and I think it's just beautiful and always a symbol of this kind of spiritual freedom, feelings of growth and beauty and interconnectedness with the environment, and especially when it's up in these higher realms, a real palpable feeling of interconnectedness with the universe. Okay, and that is fantastic. I think that you're in a good place as far as that goes. Now, I wanted to look over here, and I had seen this while we were rotating, this formation here, okay? And now this formation, to me, it could look like a few different things, but what it was screaming to me was a cat. And I'm not thinking that this is, now a cat in a tea leaf reading can be, I've heard people say that they're cunning, they're a little bit sassy, they don't follow direction, kind of usually the more negative attributes of a cat. But, in this posture, I think that this is a beautiful, regal, self-embodied, and, just very knowing, wise cat, okay? And I think that this really has to do with somebody that I imagine, and now let's not stereotype, a cat is not always a feminine being, okay? But in this case, I do, and I apologize. This is going to be somebody presenting as a more feminine person. And I think that, and I see that there's almost this little butterfly here. I think that this person is in your life. I don't know if this is your partner or somebody else. But they really have gone through a wonderful transition lately. And I think that there has been a closeness with you and this person. And I think that they really have added to your life quite a bit. I think that you enjoy their presence. And I think that is a good thing. And I think, they're really, for some reason, they're really showing up. I almost really think that this is not your partner. But I don't think this is a romantic thing. I think this is just somebody that is really adding, another dynamic to your life. And I think, there's a exchange of ideas and maybe some humor and just generally, somebody that you find some good and enjoyable kinship with. And I think that is, although it's not romantic, I think it is intensified because you are having such a good period with your romantic partner. Okay, and I think that all of your other relationships, even at work, and creative acquaintances, people that maybe a cashier at the gas station that you encounter, I think, all of that is heightened by a good, strong foundational relationship. And also, obviously a relationship with yourself is it definitely adds to all of those things as well. So I think it's just a really nice time for you, Aries. And right here, I'm kind of seeing this it's a deer, a young deer, it looks like. And it looks like it's kind of got its head twisted around. And it looks like it's maybe looking to eat something. And so what does that mean? I feel like this kind of almost playful innocence that you have right now. I feel like it seems like you're just really kind of I feel like you're waking up in the morning, you're enjoying life to the point where you just wake up, you're excited, whatever the day is going to hold, you know, you're excited to see. I don't think this is always how it is for you or any of us, okay? But I think that you definitely are just kind of in this really awe-stricken state a lot of the time. And I think that that is really, and I apologize, you can hear my family in the background, I'm sure. They're having fun. A lot of times when I'm doing these readings, they're playing around the house and stuff, so you're going to hear them a bit. But I think that this is just really an interesting time for you. I just get a general feeling that like this sensation of like a return to youth, okay, like a lightness in your life, like things aren't really bothering you too much. I think that you haven't had a ton of like lasting or you know, big problems coming up, which is wonderful. I think that really the relationship is just in a good place. I think that you have a good friendship going. And I'm just seeing in these, shapes a little bit, and I'm not really going to point out where it's at, but just generally it looks like your love life is going really well with your partner as well. And, you know, that helps, that helps too. So, yeah, I'm just really happy for you, Aries. I don't really get a lot of cups where everything seems to just be clicking. I don't see any sign of trouble on the horizon. We talked about there's going to be maybe some decisions to be made. I think that there's going to be 4 main paths you could take. I have no indication of which one to pick or where they're going to lead to, but you know, it's gonna be it's gonna be it's I'm sorry, I lost where I was at. Okay, but those 4 decisions are going to lead to something that I don't know, but it's going to be something within your spiritual realm or your interior work. And as I had talked about, related to work with your partner. Okay, and now let's see if we can get any clarification about those decisions or anything else that I'm seeing. Okay. Now, I'm seeing that there's somebody with a fire element in your life. And I wonder, I think this must be within that. Well, I think, anyways, somebody with a fire does a fire element in there. Maybe their zodiac sign. Maybe they're a fiery person. They have, you know, attributes that would align with somebody who is, you know, ruled by a fire sign. It looks like, it looks like they really have your ear right now. I think that this either could be your friend or your partner, okay? And I keep getting this feeling like even like your mother has really been, you've been talking to your mother a lot lately, it seems like. And I don't know, I can't figure out if if something's going on. That I don't think so though, because there's so much harmony in the bowl. But I think that, and now this could just be in relation to family getting together. Okay, I don't feel anxiety. I just feel like suddenly there's been a lot more communication, and that would make sense because of the time of year. I think that there's a lot of planning going on, and I think there's constant communication. I think that you almost kind of need to, before you go into the holiday like week, I feel like it would be good for you to advocate for yourself to have a bit of a break. I think that you need to kind of fortify yourself to go into this next, the real deep part of holiday season. So I think that definitely taking a day or two to really decompress before you get into, the thick of it, as they say. I think other than that, it just seems like you're doing really well, and I feel like this has maybe been one of your better holiday seasons than you've had in quite a while. I mean, gosh, we've all had some difficulties, right, these last few years. But I think this one's really going well for you. I feel like you've had like zero fighting. I almost get the sense that, like as far as like mental health wise, like I feel like you've been really in a good mood. I don't think, so many of us are prone to things that kind of get us a little blue, and I don't feel any of that right now for you. And I think it's just really going well, and maybe I'm a little bit jealous, Aries. It seems like you don't have a lot of too much anxiety stuff going on or anything, okay? And I think that's great. I think you're really working well with your partner, and can I just get that on there? It's kind of slipping and sliding. I think that's wonderful, and I'm again, I keep saying, I'm very excited and happy for you. And if you want to leave a comment and let me know how it's going, I'd love to hear. I hope this resonated with some of you, and I really appreciate your time. I appreciate being able to bring these messages to you. I really am honored. And, I don't know. I've been really having fun doing these videos. I didn't know how I was going to feel doing this format, but I feel like I'm getting a little more comfortable with it. And I really look forward to the interactions that I get after they're released. And so thank you so much. And this is Ula Tea Leaf Readings. You can find me on Facebook and by the same name. You can find me on Instagram, Ula of the Tea. And if you are interested in a private reading, you can look in the description, and my email is there. If you're interested in tarot, please check out Dove and Serpent Tarot. My husband Paul is a most excellent reader, and his channel really is just growing recently, and that's so great. It's amazing to watch that happen. So if you are interested in tarot, head over there, really. Okay, thank you again. This is Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and I look forward to bringing you more messages in about 12 days. Okay, thanks so much.